WWE announced that ESPN, this is big news in a time when a lot of people are starved for any sort of sports-related content. I think a lot of sports fans have watched more bowling than they ever thought that they would in their life. Because bowling has sort of continued, or at least some of the content has continued to be put out there. But ESPN is going to be airing some of the older WrestleManias, and I think that's awesome. What was your reaction to that news?
I mean, I think it's great too, just because, as you said, like there's no sport. It's like the world is on hold right now. Let's face it, everything has stopped. We're trying to ride this out as far as the coronavirus outbreak that's going on. All the medical people are trying to put a stop to this, and props to them for working their ass off. But yeah, for everyone who's just self-quarantined, we have nothing to watch on TV. The networks don't have anything to put out there, especially the sports networks. And so it's for them, it's a smart move. Yeah, it fills up. I mean, if they're going to show the whole WrestleMania for those next 3 weeks, they have a lot. That's a lot of hours that they can fill up. So for them, they're probably like, "Whew, we could take a break now and not have to keep repeating the same things over and over."
And I bet you it'll do some numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that's for you and I, who are obviously, we love wrestling. We wouldn't be doing this show if we didn't. But just to kind of maybe prove it to the doubters out there that wrestling does have mass appeal. So
yeah, and I think, I mean, God, I think this is a great move for all parties involved. Because I do think it's going to help people sort of take a load off and experience some sports related entertainment content that they haven't maybe experienced before. And I think there's a lot to enjoy. They're re-airing WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 32, and WrestleMania 35. No word yet if they're re-airing the rainstorm that followed WrestleMania 35, but I have some videos that I can text out to you people of Baby Huey in the rain.
You should share that on our In The Kliq's social pages. I think it'll be fun. Almost a 1 year memory repost, reshare. I'm all for that. No, but Jimbo, one thing I do want to ask you about this is the fact that WWE is working with ESPN for this broadcast for the next 3 weeks of re-showing these WrestleManias. Does that kind of, in a way, confirm what we talked about a few weeks ago, where WWE was looking at possibly outsourcing or what's the word, letting a third party
shopping like
WrestleMania and like rights? as a separate the rights to WrestleMania as a separate fee. And one of the things we talked about, I think, was ESPN Plus. Like that was one of the rumors that WWE was considering giving ESPN the rights to WrestleMania, showing an ESPN Plus as a separate fee, a one-time pay-per-view fee. So the fact that this agreement, it kind of shows maybe they already had a working relationship going on behind the scenes.
Well,
that's my
and
reaction.
ESPN, especially in I mean, they've had a off and on again working relationship for several years, but especially in recent memory, having a lot of their superstars going on ESPN programming and everything like that.
Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah, and now, so I mean, honestly, for these replays, get Coach to the Performance Center, because he's somebody that ESPN fans know. He's somebody that we wrestling fans know. Get him to sort of be the MC and just sort of tossing to these re-airings of WrestleMania, and whether they play him in their entirety or abridged, have him doing those segments, because he's somebody that's respected from both audiences.
So he's like, you could say he's like the Jimbo of championship wrestling from Hollywood, right?
Yes, absolutely. Hey, get me to the Performance Center. I'm not afraid to fly. I'll go. But so I think that's a great call. I think what I'm trying to sort of find silver linings here in this situation is that if this really works, maybe this becomes an every year thing, that we get like an Encore WrestleMania on ESPN to sort of grow their audience. Now I know that's going to be a taller order when other sports are going on and stuff like that. But hey, if it does a good rating and it seems like that there's an audience for there, and they want to play an abridged re-airing of one WrestleMania a year, maybe the years prior, and they sort of, it would super work if WrestleMania does end up going to like ESPN Plus, because then it could get you hyped. Hey, you want to see this year's by ESPN Plus. I hope that part doesn't happen, because what's the WWE Network without WrestleMania for a lot of people. I think that would hurt the network as a whole. Wouldn't stop me from having it.
Well, I'm just going to say real quick, you and I, we got a system now, specifically when it comes to AEW, like their pay-per-views once every quarter. You and I just go half on it. So it's like if ESPN Plus was to start broadcasting WrestleMania as a separate one-time fee, like we encouraged this before, have a WrestleMania party. One person buys it on that TV, and then everyone else that attends chips in to pay for it. So you know what I mean? You can make it. It's worth doing. So I think if WrestleMania goes to another site, to me, it's not the end of the world. Like, we can make it work. I mean, I know
that's true, but I know for a lot of people now, they've grown accustomed to there are fans now that didn't grow up paying the $50-$60 a pop a pay-per-view. It's an utterly foreign concept to them.
Or if you had a black box.
The cost is going to be prohibitive to a lot of them, depending on how much it's going to cost or what have you. I know that's something that AEW has faced. So, we'll see what happens. But I do think there are some silver linings in these clouds here. And so I'm excited for those re-airings on ESPN.